Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my May monthly wrap up where I talk about the top 5 books that I read in May as well as some bookish stats for the month. As I've talked about in previous videos, this is a little bit late because I've been unwell, still am, working my way through it. As always, we're going to start off with the stats, and in May I read 53 books. I think I had one book that carried over into the start of June, but it only lasted like a day, so it's already been read. And I read a total of 12,168 pages. I had 4 DNFs across the month. Oh, I didn't do my monthly rereads. That's fine. My most read genre in May with 55% of my reading was romance books, and my most read subgenre of romance in May with 51, nearly 52% of that grand total, which was 14 books, was hockey romance, which is unsurprising because it's hockey season here. I'm in a hockey state of mind. Through borrowing audiobooks from my local library, I saved $178.84. My Kindle savings after I subtract my subscription costs was $36.41. Through receiving ARCs and physical review copies of books, I saved $145.91. I did spend over $150 on books though. Although that said, some of the books that I purchased are books that I received as e-ARCs and wanted a physical copy of, so I mean it does kind of cancel itself out a little bit, maybe, sort of, in my head. I don't know. I have a hobby and I'm sticking to it. In terms of videos, I really dropped video production down in May. So I had the 4 weekly book steeps, so that was episodes 18 to 21 of the weekly book steep, and I did miss my final one because I wasn't well. I had my April buzzword reading vlog, the Murderbot Diaries reading vlog, which was an ongoing video project from the start of the year that I'm really glad that I actually finished and was able to get up in time for the release of Platform Decay, my April top 5 video, and that was basically it for the month of May, because May was Maying. So in terms of the top 5 books, I actually have 2 picture books this month and 3 novels, and it was just that kind of month because I don't include my rereads in here. If I did, the entire list would be rereads and it'd probably be the same rereads every month, so we're not doing that. But in 5th place, I have One Last Leaf by Patrick Guest and Jess Ratcliffe. This is a really gorgeous book about an oak tree in winter and the last oak leaf that is hanging on to the branches and clinging to it while everything and everyone around it is telling it it's okay, come, let go, it's fine. I know it's scary, you can let go. But, the most heartbreaking moment in the story comes when it's actually the oak tree that says, I'm the one clinging on, and I don't want the leaf to go, because if the leaf goes, I'm alone. And it is about grief and love and understanding and connection to others and that fear of the unknown. So it is really beautiful. It's gorgeously illustrated. I adore anything that Jess Ratcliffe illustrates, and Patrick Guest is getting up there as an author that I particularly love in kids' titles. Then in 5th place is another favourite author, Claire Saxby, with Through the Darkening Sea. This is illustrated by Peter Chong, and if you can't tell, I do have a preferred form of children's book illustration. It tends to be watercolour and kind of mixed media style, but this is a picture book all about a whale fall. So when a whale dies, how does that impact the ocean ecosystem? And this follows all of the stages of a whale fall and how the sea environment is affected, the kinds of animals that we see that come out. And it's really very much about the life cycle of not just a whale, but an ocean, and it is beautiful. Like, it is absolutely stunning. Books 3 and 2 come from the same series. So I was reading through the SCU hockey series. So in 3rd place is the 3rd book in the series, which is On the Edge. So this is following Henry, who is an exchange student at college playing hockey, and Atlas, who is very much the black cat of this piece. Henry is the absolute golden retriever of the series. And it ends up being very much a Grumpy Sunshine, Forced Proximity kind of situation. As they meet in class, they're forced to work together and end up finding something to like in each other, which I adored. It was really fun. And I love the rep in this one, as they're both, discovering feelings for another man for the first time. In 2nd place is the 2nd book in the SCU hockey series. I mean, that worked out really well for my list, which is Save the Game, which is Max and Luke's story. And this one is the one that follows the assault of a hockey player at an event and the impact that has on his life afterwards and the impact on those around him. So Max was assaulted at a party. His best friend found him. It has deeply affected not only their friendship, where Max's best friend now is very, very protective of him, but also Max's confidence and his self-worth and his ability to open up to people, and it's affecting his gameplay. And he ends up stumbling into a diner where he meets Luke, who plays on the school's baseball team and works at this diner overnight. and they get to talking, and Luke is just an incredible flirt, but he's a really genuinely nice guy. When we talk about wanting to see men stand up and understand the impact of sexual assault on victims, whether they are male or female, I mean specifically female because we know that is a huge issue, but in this case, when he discovers what Max went through, he realizes he doesn't understand a single thing, and he is the first one to stand up and to go, no, I need to be there for this person. I need to learn how to be that kind of guy who can stand up and help other people out and recognize the signs. And he doesn't get it perfect. And it's not about him getting it perfect, it's about him learning to grow and just helping Max to understand that he really, really loves him and that he wants to help him through anything he possibly can. But because this is dealing with survivorship of such an event, there are a lot of trigger warnings, including insomnia, panic attacks, a lot of PTSD, dealing with the perpetrators being found and the impact of maybe having to be a witness or having to come forward and talk more about a traumatic event. Be mindful of that if you're reading it. And then probably my favorite book, just because it was lighthearted and fun, was Face Off by Chelsea Curto, which is the first book in the DC Stars series, where we're following Emmy, who is the first female hockey player to get a professional contract within the NHL. When she gets to her team, which is the DC Stars, she initially meets Maverick, who is a bit of an ass to her. And so that kind of sets the tone initially for their relationship, because people aren't sure whether or not they want to have a female playing in professional hockey. It is very much a dislike to lovers, friends with benefits kind of situation, because they end up falling into bed with one another, agreeing that it's the only time that it's going to happen, and then it happens again. And again, he ultimately is the one who falls first. Like, he is fully invested in their relationship. It is the kind of book, when it was pitched to me by Izzy and May, who convinced me to read it, it is a kick your feet kind of fun romance. Like, there are discussions in here around the drawbacks of professional hockey, particularly in North America, and kind of the culture that is around there. But this is also very much one about teammates rallying around one another and celebrating the fact that Emmy is the best of them. Like, she's a phenomenal hockey player and she deserves to be there. I will say I didn't love the ending, but I also understand why the ending happened the way that it did. It's a fabulous book, and I'm looking forward to reading other books in the series because I really appreciated Chelsea Curto's writing style. Like, it was just very immersive, very turn your page. Because despite the fact that this book is nearly 500 pages long, like, it was not a difficult or long read at all. And that is my top 5 for the month of May. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'll have more videos coming out soon, as long as my voice holds out. In the comments, I'd love to know, have you read any of these books? Are you planning on picking any of them up? Or do you have a favourite book from May? Feel free to share that down below. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.